Hey there YouTube, this is Dave and I'm coming with another video in the series. We're building a CRM using Mashup technologies through SharePoint. Hopefully you've been able to see the first one. If not, I'll be sure to leave a link in the description below. I'm also probably going to turn this into a playlist as well, so you can just play through the entire series. However you want to do that, don't forget to subscribe and to like this video so that way you can be notified when the next of the series comes online. Today we're going to be talking about the customer contacts. So we've created the customer last time. This time we're creating the customer contacts, the people who we actually interact with, who work for our customers. So let's jump right into it. So here we are in customer contacts list. I've already created and designed it for you guys so that you don't have to suffer watching me go through it. Now, as you can see from the web address, customer underscore contacts, I use the best practice. I used an underscore instead of a space, so %20 is not there. I can actually read this URL very cleanly and very neatly. Something that I always recommend you do when you actually use a SharePoint in creating lists and libraries. There's a whole video that actually is dedicated to creating a list and doing it correctly so that way you can get a nice clean URL. Be sure to look in my videos from the past if you want to learn more about that. Here we are in the columns section, and as you can see, I left title alone. Title is something that we actually do need in this particular case. Whether it's a CEO that I'm working with, a chief officer of procurement and finance, it doesn't matter. We need to know what the title is so we know how far up on the corporate ladder they are, or whatever the case may be. We want to have title for our clients and our customer contacts so that way we can actually interact with them at the appropriate level. For example, CEO may not want to be bothered with our general paraphernalia when it comes to, hey, would you like to buy this, or hey, would you like that? Those contacts are going to be a little bit more guarded and only interacted with in high stakes sales, such as a threshold of $1 million and above, for example. Prefix. So with prefix, I went with some of the basics. We can go right into that. I use choice because some people use the abbreviations. Others will spell it out completely. Some will use all caps. It all depends on the person filling it in. So I wanted to make sure it was very simple and easy. I threw a few of them in off the top of my head. Mr., Mrs., Miss, as well as Doctor. That list could grow depending upon who you work with, or it may be even smaller. You may just have something even more generic, or may not use a prefix at all. I just wanted to ensure to have several other columns just so that we could have something to work with. I think first name and last name are both pretty obvious as to what they are. As you can see, I used the best practice as far as using underscores. Let's go ahead and quickly take those out. As you know, changing the name of the column does not actually change the column behind the scenes, just the vanity plate. So it's still technically first underscore name when it comes to things like Power Automate. But in this case, we can see it more visually. It's more visually pleasing, something more we're used to versus the underscores. Let's do the same thing for last name. Company. This is a little bit different. The reason why I say it's different, you can see it is a lookup field. That lookup field, we chosen the customers that we created in the very first of the series. That customers list is something that is now ingrained in stone. Once you select it and make any changes to this, you can't change it. I would literally have to delete this lookup field because it's locked in because of the fact that I have it set to be required, and I also am using the company name. So what happened is this thing is now indexed. As you can see, we have turned on enforce relationship behavior, and we're restricting the delete, meaning I am not allowed to delete a customer until all customer contacts are also removed. So they're tied together. They're tied together indefinitely. So for example, if I am selling widgets to the Empire, for those of you Star Wars fans, they buy millions of widgets a year, and we want to ensure that we have good relations. Something happens, a competitor outbids us, we lose the contract, they tell us never to contact them again, or they send Darth Vader, all fine and good. So what ends up happening is, until we delete and remove all of the customer contacts, so the CEO maybe, the procurement officer, um, like all the managers and the procurement managers and whomever else that we interact with in the empire, until we remove those from this list, or a minimal change who they are working for, we will not be allowed to actually change or delete the customer in our customers list. So that's what restrict delete means. However, if for some reason we decide to choose cascade delete, the reverse happens. So instead of not being able to delete the empire in our customer database, it'll actually cascade down. And let's say I had 9 different customer contacts, guess what? If I delete the empire, all 9 of those are going to be deleted on me as well. It's an all or nothing bundle, and it's something you want to keep in mind. Cascade, as long as you know that's what you're looking for, just understand that could lead to problems if you don't understand how it works. Email, phone number, mobile phone, all 3 of those, a single line of text, all default settings except for the fact that email, we need to have required. That's the one thing we do require. In today's day and age, you never know. Email might be the only way they want to be contacted, but that's the one that we set up in our CRM as the must-have. Now, as you can see, phone number and mobile phone also have the underscores, so give me a moment. And there we have it, all our columns, and they're all nice and clean, they're visually appealing, and we're ready to go. As promised from the requests and comments that I've gotten from my earlier videos, I have definitely shrunk this down to something a little bit more bite-sized. Hopefully you appreciated the change of formatting, and I hope this is something that you can still learn from. The next phase of this series will be coming out in about 2 weeks, maybe 3, so please keep your eyes open for that. Thank you, and I hope you have a great day.